the next topic we will talk about is about the era wherein the Rome or the Roman Empire became a most powerful empire in the history. First, let's talk about this man, Augustus. He lives during 63 BC up to 14 AD. He was the most powerful ruler and the mightiest empire of ancient world. So let's talk about Augustus first. He is the leader of Rome during that time that Rome became so-called Pax Romana. That kanang nasa slide na to, Pax Romana. Pax Romana means a period of peace and prosperity. But this is not mean nga peace. Wala na war, wala na conflict inside Roman Empire. Naradya po mga conflict, most likely those part of Rome na naadapit sa mga boundaries within other empires, just like dapit sa Russia nga part na sila yung mga boundaries dili na Rome, and of course nagunay mga warring clans dira dapit kay dili naman sila sakop, and of course different sila og ideology, so most likely mo mahitabo gud nila nga na sila war, na sila conflict. During Pax Romana also, the Rome was at its peak of power. It happens from 27 BC to 118 AD. It's around 207 years. So during this time, Roman Empire is really a huge empire, a massive empire, and a massive influence empire. And if we can recall, and as what we can read on the narrative of the Bible, during this time, also during this time, Jesus lives. And as we can remember, if magbasa tag Bible, makita gud nato dira kung unsa ka influential ang Rome and even Jerusalem wherein Jesus lives. Naghatag sila og tax into the Rome sa emperor sa Rome during that time. So ingana ka influential ang Rome because during Pax Romana, they kaning ang size sa Rome is nidako gud siya up to may I see the right figure, niabot siya og 3 million square miles. And you know, 3 million square miles is very huge. If i-compare nato ang Dumaguete just around 12 square miles, and this is 3 million, so it's around times 600, almost ang Dumaguete times na to 600, and makapara siya kadaka sa Rome. And ang population nila niabot og 80 million people. So the Philippines has 110 million. So during this time, pare-pareha nagpopulation sa Philippines at sa atong present ang population sa Rome ani nga time. So if lantaw na to ang figure, dako siya kaayo nga lugar, and ingon ani nakadaghan ang population. So makaingon ko ta nga massive gud ni siya nga pagka-empire. And of course, ang ilahang empire is anang ligon siya kaayo nga kuan nga pagka-kind of society. But the question is, how did Rome or Roman Empire get this kind of power, this kind of kumbaga level of kuan kanang governing their kuan, kumbaga how they get in this kind of kanang kataas sa ilahang empire, how they get that kind of empire nga kusgan kaayo. Well, it's all started with again Augustus, which he established a kind of government wherein nakasurvive og centuries. So what is their really kanang pinaka-secret? Of course, we talk about Greek Empire, Persian Empire, and other empire nga mas nauna pa sa Rome. Naman po sila government, but then again nga wala sila na pareha ka-influential aning kaning Rome. Well, nag-establish sila og so-called civil service. So what is civil service? Sige taga dungog civil service, but what is civil service really? During this time, si Augustus nag-establish siya og mga people wherein they are being paid by the government to ensure they to ensure a particular agency, kumbaga sa ato ang panahon agency nga motutok ani nga agency. For example, nag-establish siya og civil service para sa tax wherein kani nga mga tawo magkuan ra gud siya, mag-focus sila sa taxing sa ilahang mga constituents including sa ilahang mga colonies, and naapoy civil service nga magtutok sa ilang agriculture and food supply nila and all other agencies. And if makita nato karon sa atong present times, that's why natay BIR nga mag-focus sa atong taxing, natay DA para sa agriculture, natay Department of Foreign Affairs para sa mga foreign affairs, and so many others, and that helps a government to be more functioning and more efficient in their daily doing, so that ang society, so that ang community, so that ang ato ang country mo survive. And that's one of the things that makes Roman Empire na muboom good sila. Then let's go on the agriculture and trades. Then the most important industry in the Roman Empire, of course, mo na siya pinaka-important na industry sa Roman Empire. Kay without trading, wala man sila, ang ubang part walay pagkaon, ang ubang part sa Roman Empire walay pagkaon. Of course, if wala po mo tanom, wala po sila ma-trade. So that's why this is the most important thing during that time. The denarius was a silver coin throughout the empire for trading. And of course, if naa sila trading, naa sila unified coin. Kumbaga, sa ato ang panahon karon natay dollar, which is pwede na tong ibayad into foreign na mga trading nato. Dili man ta pwede mo bayad og pesos sa China, dili man ta pwede mo bayad og pesos sa France and other countries nga naghimo tag trade. But we need to have we are needed to change our money. Pailisan nato og dollar, then ang dollar natong ipalit kay murag mo say currency, worldwide currency ba or universal currency. And this time of Rome, ang ilang gigamit kaning denarius, which is mo nila universal currency at that time, para mas ma-easy ang ilang trading. Di na sila mag-change pag money because so hassle kayong mag-change patag kind of money. That's why na sila universal kaning coin. Then Rome have a vast trading network over Mediterranean and China and India. So of course, if tan-aw nato kani nga map, if tan-aw nato, Roman Empire spread all throughout, nagalibot sa Mediterranean. Of course, ang trading nila most likely will be done through sea. Sa kanang mag-trading sila, gamit nila ang sea waters gikan sa Rome paingon sa north nga part sa Africa, kinasli sakop sa Africa, sa Spain, and even diri dapit sa kaning they date back Mesopotamia nga side paingon sa Red Sea. So through sea sila. That's why their murag pag trading is murag mas safety sila, kay ang naglibot sa Mediterranean wherein ang ilang trading nahitabo sakop man nila tanan, and bisag sakop na nila tanan wala gyapon sila nagkumpiyansa because ang ilang trading guided by Roman Navy, wherein kanang hukbong pangdagat nila giguide ra gyapon ang ilahang mga traders to ensure nga ang trading nila dili gud ma-compromise by outside intruders. Then Corinth and Greece and Ephesus in Anatolia and Antioch on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean grow wealthy. Of course, if naay trading, there is a economy nga naghitabuan na nga lugar. Of course, kaning mga cities dool sa seawaters, labi na ning mga cities nga naay mga ports, of course mudato gud sila kay dira man mahitabo ang economic activity. As we look on the history of the Philippines, diba, ni dato sugod ang Philippines during 17th century or 18th century, nakapaeskala sila ang mga anak so-called ilustrados because of the trading universally. And this is also what happens in this place tungod sa trading ni dato ni nga mga si waters dapit nga mga cities. Then kaning complex roads linked to import to Persia and southern Russia. Of course, dili ra kay sea trading ang naa nila, but naapod sila land trading nga naay mga roads. Of course, if wala ni mga roads, kaning ilang mga kalesa sa una, maglisod ning agi kay basig lapok kaayo or kabatuan or kabungturan. Maglisod ning agi. That's why na sila gibuild silang mga roads wherein nahimo nga mas simple ang ilang pag-trading and masayon ang nakaabot pa sila sa ubang mga empire sa pag-trade, and which makes them more wealthy. Then after that, let's talk about a Roman world. Roman world, Rome was emphasized the values of discipline and strength and loyalty. So let's talk about what kind of environment that Rome has during this time. Rome is a society wherein it is very embed on religion. I mean, wala sila separation of kuan kanang church and state. Ang ilang society nag-rely jud siya sa religion. That's why ilang laws and other ideologies were based on religion. That's why makaingon gud nga ang values, discipline, and strength and loyalty is being possessed in this society, which is called gravitas. Romans were practical people. Of course, practical din sila nga mga tao. Most of the people of Roman Empire live in the countryside and work on farms. Rome was a diverse society. So most of the population of Rome was mga farmers, and it is diverse because as we look back in its geography, Rome is not far from Greece. And ang climate niya is mostly parihara gud sa Greece, wherein during cold times 3 degrees Celsius and during heat times kanang ting init it's around 26 degrees Celsius, wherein it makes nga ang activity sa people will be done outside their homes kay di mo kay init, di ba? Bisa kita ron minta nga uy manglaag ta, minta ka nga kung init kayo minta nga dili ra ko mula kay init. But kung ang panahon na to is karang landong-landong lang, lami kay itong paglaag-laag, di ba? Lami kay itong outside lives is most likely kinabuhi ko na to. That's why this moment in Rome sa una, ang ilahang mga activities will be done outside. And let's not forget nga na ay mga farmers, na ay mga architects, na ay mga philosophers, na ay mga uban pang part sa society. Mag-abot sila sige sa gawas, and lahi sila mga ideology, lahi sila idea, lahi sila cultures, and that's why it makes the kanang Rome nga a diverse society. Then let's go to slaves captivity. Most of the almost 2/3 of population of Rome was mga slaves, and they get these slaves kanang makadaog silang mga war from other empires, and they do have law ang nag-support ani nga slaves is their own. Kanang og na kay slaves, owner ka sa slaves, na sila long nag-talks about ana. And of course, slavery is significant part of Roman life because kanang mga slaves pwede man nila patrabaho sa ilahang mga farms. Then gods and goddesses, they also have gods and goddesses. The earliest Roman worship the powerful spirits of divine forces called Lumina. At the time, wala pa Christianity because mao pa ni pag-live ni Jesus, and since pagkamatay pa ni Jesus, wala pa gud ni rampant kung kaayo ng Christianity. That's why sa wala pa Christianity, morning nag-worship sila og mga spirits and divine forces called Lumina. In Rome, government and religion were linked. As I said na link kayo ang government and religion. Then mga Roman gods and goddesses, Jupiter, father of gods, Juno, his wife, who supposedly watch over women, Minerva, goddess and of wisdom and of arts and crafts. During the Roman Empire, worship of emperor also became part of their official religion. So next will be society and culture. By that time of Roman Empire, wealth and social status made huge differences in how people live. So let's talk about society and culture of Rome. When we hear about Roman Empire, ang nasa itong una-una, tsada kay siya nga society we're in. Tsada kay sila mga architectural buildings, kay most of our architectural stuffs karon mga architectural establishment nato nga makita nga tsada kay most likely kanang kumbaga murag kuan siya made into possibility or kanang murag inspired siya sa Roman mga architecture. So baka nga tag Roman Empire at tsada siya mga building, tsada gud nga society, but behind those tsada nga mga building, it hides a shadow of poverty wherein naapoy mga mendicants ani nga time sa Rome wherein ang gapakaon nila ang government, gitagaan sila generasyon sila para sila pagkaon. Then of course naa sila kuan gladiator games. Roman Empire has also this kind of murag kalingawan nila sa una which be that in the Colosseum. Na sila called gladiator games wherein a kind of game nga somewhat like harsh siya ra kaayong imong atong latawon, but then again it's their culture ita kabot ana, but then again na sila ani nga kind of culture. Then Christianity emerged, of course the last part of Pax Romana wherein namatay na si Jesus, and long time ago na namatay si Jesus. It's around more than 100 years na sukat pagkamatay Jesus, nirampad na po ang Christianity. And this ends my topic about Roman Empire. But before I leave, just realization about this topic, somewhat like adding on, Roman Empire is really strong empire. Ang government nga i-establish ni Augustus is really strong because Augustus has a son named Julian or Julian. I am not sure of how to pronounce his name, but he committed a marital affair, I mean, na siya asawa, but then again na siya kalagoyo nga lain, which is kanang strictly kanang bawal sa society sa Rome. Nan sila law regarding anak, kaya again di ba kuan sila kanang murag galin sila sige sa kanang religion, which is bawal gud sa religion nang naka marital affairs. That's why Julius was kuan kanang gi-expelled siya sa Rome. Besides nga anak siya sa most powerful na kanang leader sa Rome, but then again ang law applicable Japan niya, and you know ang quote nga no one above the law is being possessed gyud ani sa Roman Empire. That's why nakita na ko nga ang Roman Empire maugod ay ilang ni dato mo silang ni nahimo nga usa ka empire because ang ilahang law is strictly followed, unlike diri sa Philippines karon no, if anak ka og DOJ secretary and ma-involve ka og kanang illegal drugs nga mga events and napamatud-an ka and lagi kay nakuha nimo, after pila ka days, after few times makagawas lang ka. So dili pareha sa Philippines ang kuan, ang kanang ilahang society sa una, it is a strong society wherein they strictly followed the laws. And moreover nga kanang mga realizations about Rome is a society wherein kanang matay makadong tag Rome, tsada siya kaayo Roman Empire, lingkod siya kaayo nga society, but again naapoy poverty nga nag-exist ani nga time. You know, dili na nato makitaan ang kumbaga ang suffering sa mga tao ani nga time during Roman Empire, during Roman era. Kaya ito makita ay mga bili na lang sa ilahang empire, which is tsada nga mga architecture. Kaya nga tsada sila, ang ato na lang mabutang sa atong unahon ang tsada siya kay tsada sila mga architectural stuffs, and wala siya nag-reflect og a prosperous society. But then again wala nato nakitaan ang kanang murag suffering sa mga tao at that time. So if we relate it into the Philippine history, na ay mga somewhat like said nga golden era during those times of way back 34 years ago, 35 or 36 years ago. Prosperous era daw to because nakapatayo og San Juanico Bridge and all other mga infrastructures nga na magamit ba sa atong government karon was built on the time of him, let's say him ra. uh, you know, if we look at history, we should not look on the kuan kanang makita ra nato kanang murag monument, kay ang mga infrastructure man gud mura siya serve as monument, mga makita sa tawo muna, dili na siya mo look back into the story behind that thing, di ba? That's why if we look into history, dili lang ta kay maglantaw lang sa atong makita sa mga remains, but lantaw na to ang true story behind or kanang anak nga tsada nga infrastructure. Tanaw na to maayo ang other aspect sa society at the time para dili ta mabias, and ang ato ang pag learn sa history is kana bang kumbaga meaningful, dili ta masayop. And of course, di ba ang history gamiton nato siya sa pag-guide nato into the present times. That's why if we learn history, dapat yun nato nga dili ta bias and lataw nato ang all sides sa history. Mora na. Thank you.